mark that up. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. Fine and dandy. Does the control button not work? Maybe the other control button. No. Okay, well fuck you too, Chrome. Don't crash me, please. I didn't mean it. I'm sorry. Mwah! Yeah, real quick, y'all are gonna get one more ad. Then we get an hour of no ad-free content. Cause it's a bitch when it comes to that. So stay with me, por favor. Por favor. Even though it's technically please, I'm sure it's fine. Wait, what? The stuff is still loading for whatever reason. So, how about that weather? That weather is quite nice. How about the weather and our sports team? Hello, human. Wait for it and add. Just do the fucking ad, man. It's annoying. How the hell? I don't even know if it did like the one that it automatically does. I don't get it. What the fuck? Okay. Now that one I understand. Jesus Christ. So, for those of you who aren't able to, for those of you who are able to hear me, essentially what I'm reacting to is the fact that, my high school has a meme page, apparently, on Facebook, and I'm reacting to the fucking memes. They're not Oh! Now that one, that's still accurate. I get it. That's funny. There's new chairs? What? Oh, no. Okay. Never mind. That's all fake. Oh, hey, finally it's done. Oh, did somebody dress as Jesus one year? Oh, what? No, that was the year we were, no, 2015. That was the year, that was freshman year. I remember that! Yo! So somebody dressed up as, somebody dressed up as Jesus, freshman year of high school, Halloween. And let me tell you, it was funny. Blessing people. I was in the back, usually. Man. That's sad. I remember high school. Fondly. Do I recommend it? No. It was shit. There are a lot of shitty teachers. A lot of the teachers I had were actually pretty good. Thankfully, but I got lucky. Okay? There were so many students who were had super bad teachers, but I got lucky, thankfully. Either that or my inability to befriend the teacher so they're not angry at me all the time. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure it's fine. I apologize for the long wait because of the ad. That's my bad. But let's get to the game. February 24th, 1214, District Court. Let's go. Court will now reconvene for the trial of Miss Lena Scott. The trial of Lena Scott. Emma didn't come back. Allow me to call the next witness to the stand. To the stand. The officer in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime. Martial law. Howdy, Bambina. Witness, please state your name and occupation. Me, partner? Oh, I'm just a man as same as you, wandering the trails of civilization. Occasionally helping the elderly across intersections when we need. You get it. Yeah, I know. You're a patrolman. As my name. For my name. If you listen hard enough. Come on. As for my name. If you listen hard enough, you can hear the howling winds call it out. To be exact, it's Dick Marshall, Your Honor. To be exact, it's Dick Marshall, Your Honor. No, that'll be a hard... I understand for Marshall. But not for Jake. Those are two vastly different sounds for that. Howling wind? I've never heard Edward described that way before. Oh! I get the joke now. I get that joke. That's funny. That's funny. Now, Mr. Marshall, let me ask you something. You were in charge of guarding the evidence room on the day of the crime took place. Is this correct? According to the papers, partner. According to the papers, partner. What do you mean? A desperado soul is as boundless as the desert sands. No paper can sum it up. Is that a yes or a no? Maybe it's best we get on with this quickly. Please share with us your testimony for the day of the crime. The day of the crime. In plain old English, please. Well, Bambina, my job was to keep a wary eye on the bone orchid. They said I was supposed to make rounds 3 times a day, but that ain't my style. Besides, the room's protected by 2 security systems anyway. If I remember right, that was at a beachside saloon at the time we went down. I'm just an innocent traveling man. Also, if you're out of ammo, it's time I hit the techno. What? I can't say I particularly care for your attitude. I can't say I care for your beard, but I don't see me complaining. Yo! He's gonna get sent to jail hard. What do you mean by 2 security systems? I mean the security cameras and the ID card reader. I reckon even a cowpoke. I reckon even a cowpoke like you knows about these. Yes, well, what about the fingerprint activated locks for the evidence lockers? Fingerprint activated locks? What kind of newfangled doohickeys are those? No, he doesn't know them because when he tried it, it just opened. Interesting. He's not that good with machines or following orders. Or with following orders. Everyone's got their weakness. Now, don't they? God, the pausing really annoys me because my brain isn't fast enough to realize, oh shit, you're supposed to still continue it. Because grammarly, every comma is a pause in the sentence, which then means, is it a pause? Or am I just mistaken? I swear to God, if I'm mistaken, we'd be pissed. Anyway, this is how it will be written out. Everyone's got their weaknesses. Now don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? That's how it's supposed to sound. But no! I'm just an idiot. I guess it'd also just be, everyone's got their weaknesses now, don't they, Mr. Prosecutor? A slight pause. Because periods are dead stop. This one seems like trouble. Stop. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Stop. Whatever. Enough grammar rants of somebody who's not very literate. Okay, Mr. Wright, he's all yours. Let him have it. I'll get back. I haven't lost a life yet. I think you need to keep an eye on the evidence room. I just made sure nothing moves in the security camera monitor. That room's so still. Even time doesn't there. Even time doesn't there. I was just a caretaker who interfered. Entered? Entered the recordings. You entered. Entered them? Videos of nothing aren't that useful. When the time would come, I'd erase the tape. If nothing usual is recorded, tapes are erased every 6 hours. each time I'd raise the tape, it felt like I was erasing a part of my life. This guy has a flair for the dramatic, but it isn't going to do him any good. Oh, in actuality, you don't physically enter the evidence room. He's a shit patrolman. But you made your rounds on the day of the crime, right? Ain't hear a word you said, partner. I told you that ain't my style. What I don't understand? No desperado? I know that's rules getting it. No desperado I know lets rules get in the way of his life. Get in his way. The desperados I know join the police force. Like, I swear to God, if there is legitimately a fucking, like, police officer who fully believes he's a cowboy, I mean, more power to ya, but at the same time, why? In this day and age, you're not even, revolvers aren't even good. I don't understand sheriffs, because, you know, cowboys, but like, he's a regular police officer, he's not a sheriff. I think you can only be a sheriff for a small town. I have no idea. No, Officer Marshall. On the day of the crime, just between you and me, and set foot in the evidence room that day. There was a rubber glove stuck in the evidence in the victim's locker. Do you know anything about that? Sorry, partner, can't say I do. Haven't been in that crypt in weeks. How does this guy avoid being a fucker? Like, legitimately. You used to be a detective, so you used the evidence room in the past, right? Of course. Back in the day, my locker was gold mine of evidence. And yet, you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism? Sorry, partner. I ain't good with machines. I couldn't even tell you how a bike works. That is legitimately incredible. Even though a bike is technically not a machine, but the sensors on the locker handles cannot be seen. It is well known that some detectives are unaware of their presence. Now that you mention it, Detective Gumshoe did something like that too. It doesn't seem relevant to the crime. Can you tell us what you were doing in the crime took place? He was day drinking. Why? Because drama. What are you doing in such a place like that? I was eating spaghetti. Not even Angel's steak lunches can be in that parlor's. I swear to God, if there's another fucking part after this, that'll be so fucking annoying. Where we have to go to the parlor to be like, hey, have you heard of this guy? And nothing fucking happens. I know he's in the second fucking game, but like, come on. Or hate. Not even Angel's steak lunches can beat the parlor's boiled spaghetti pasta. You mean to tell us you abandon your police duties to eat noodles? Not all desperados eat tacos, partner. If you want, I can have some of your meatballs. Wait a minute. lost the least, hope this has at least taught you a lesson. That's true. This is usually where Edward says, there's no one to race this year. There's an innocent man. Out of ammo, Officer Marshall? Out of ammo, Officer Marshall. That's right, partner. Or as you would call it, evidence. If you plan to bend leads in this crime, then you'd better draw. Otherwise, you're just wasting my time. Get a horse and waiting to carry me back to the west, then back west into the sunset. One thing seems clear. Despite being responsible for guarding the evidence room, he's an idiot. The witness does not appear to have seen anything. Texans don't have orders from anyone. Everyone knows that. Texans don't have a burger. I realize I could just do this voice. That sounds passion. Apparently it's superior, don't. Okay, I have a trump card up my sleeve. I best keep my cool. Before I use it, though, I better up the ante. With what? I'm confusing. System anyway. I have no idea. I'm assuming we're supposed to present something here, but no idea. I genuinely have no idea. Okay. From what I'm seeing, I'm gonna have to save right here, and then trial and error. Let me see if I best keep my cool. Before I use it, though, I'd better up the ante. I assume this one. No. Okay. That statement contradicts this evidence. I don't see anything contradictory. Objection overruled. Go fuck yourself. Whoop, that didn't go well. Right down the street, the saloon I went to. No idea. I'm not gonna lie, I have no clue. I'm assuming... I genuinely have no idea. Questioning everything is like supposed to get you a better idea of what like everything does and how you're supposed to go about it. It doesn't. It doesn't. Of course, back in the gold mine. And yet you didn't know about the fingerprint locking mechanism. Harry Potter, I ain't good with machines. I didn't even tell you how spike works. Incredible. And it cannot be seen. It is well known and aware. Is that too? What are you doing? Eating spaghetti. Nope. Back it. No idea. My brain ain't don't work too good. It's Christmas spirit. The fuck? Nice. I feel like it only has something to do with the new information we have, which is this one, this one, this one, this one, and this one. But I have no idea. Let's go with this one first. It does not. Don't worry. That is weird. That is interesting. Well, he did this one. It could even be. It could not even be this one. Honestly, it's not giving you very good information. I was trying to chase that balloon at the time I went down. Security cam protected anyway. I mean, my brain only thinks to go here. Nope. Also, spaghetti western. Which sounds a lot more fucked than it actually is. Boys! Okay, so what do we know? He wasn't there. He doesn't do his rounds. There's two pieces of, like, security in the evidence room. And that's about it. Huh. Yep, I am so sorry. Okay, I have a trump card up my sleeve, but it's best to keep my cool. Before I use it, though, I better, up the empty. Then where were you? Exactly, to keep an eye on the evidence room, to make sure nothing, get him on the move, see if it times either, recordings, videos, nothing, but, there's nothing unusual recorded. Tapes are to be erased every 6 hours. Each time I erase a tape, it feels like a erased part of my life. We didn't. There was this one. Damn it. That didn't work. I have no idea. can change the people. Got it. So I have to do this. I mean, literally you'll be this one. But like, why not? Seriously? I mean, Brain, Officer Marshall, doesn't it strike you as odd? That is, you being called to testify in like this? After all, you weren't in the security room at the time of the crime. And yet you dragged me down here. Explain yourself, partner. I'm an idiot. I didn't realize that we had, like, decisive evidence just to show him. Smooth! Simple. You left a very large trail behind that scene. I mean, you left a very large trail behind that scene. Or to be exact, a handprint. This here, real good, partner. Like I said, I'm the caretaker of that creek. I pay my respect. That is, I make my rounds about once a month. It's only natural my fingerprints would be in there. I only wish you were, officer. But you see, your fingers were covered in blood! Yes, laid it on show. Witness, what is the meaning of it? The bloodstains fingerprints were at the scene of the crime? The blood was wiped away. However, a livenol test clearly reveals this. When Officer Marshall... Yes, it seems to me. Person and a cloud in the sky. I don't remember the rest of that song. There ain't a person in this room with a head on his shoulders. Huh? I think you have an explanation then? About the bloodstain and fingerprints? Very well. You may begin your testimony about your fingerprints. Found at the scene of the crime. Fingerprints found at the scene of the crime. Well, like I said, it's only natural for my fingerprints to be in the evidence room, even though I just said that I haven't been in there for months now. Anyway, one of them just happened to be at the same place as bloodstained handprint. It's a bloodstained handprint. The murderer touched the locker the same where my fingerprint. You just called yourself the murderer. My fingerprint was by chance. That's not how that works. If that's the case, then... So... Whatever. The bloodstain! So then it was your locker! The bloodstain and the fingerprint are completely unrelated. Or didn't you know the murder was wearing gloves? Still. I mean, you're wearing gloves. That's still considered gloves, but they're fingerless gloves. See? I have nothing to do with it. The witness explanation appears valid. Although, there's room for doubt. With everything. That's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. Laugh without fun, without any doubt, partner. Life wouldn't be fun without any doubt, partner. cross-examine the witness. This guy is hiding. He's hiding something. Guy's hiding something. I can feel it. Now's my chance to prove it. Dun dun. Blood-stained fingerprints. Dun dun. Dun dun. Like I said, go fuck yourself. That's because you did, how you put it, pay your respects once a month. That's right. And one more thing. That locker happens to be mine. What? What do you mean? You mean the fact that you are the only one that is physically able to open it? Yeah. I mean what I said. That locker I used when I was a detective. It's the locker I still use. All that's in there is now. All that's in there now, though, is a heap of broken dreams. I see. Mr. Mercer, you are being a fuck. Would you like to fuck? It'd be strange if my friend's wine all over that locker. Apparently his fingerprint data was never removed from the locker's programming. He must have been using the fingerprint lock all this time without ever knowing it. Interesting. Technically, I'm still on a no-death run, a no-hit run for this chapter. Okay, wrong. Actually, maybe. No, the first time I was fucked. The first part of the first day of the trial. So then, what about the bloody handprint? Wasn't mine. No misery. Hey, why do I have hiccups? Wasn't mine. It's no mystery. Please explain. My locker is covered with my fingerprint. It just so happened. The chances of that happening are 1 to a million. On the contrary, it would argue that just the opposite, the chances of that not happening are 1 to a million. Get one thing straight, partner. I ain't. I'm sorry. That's just funny. Brokeback Mountain. You ain't gonna get no reward for telling me a mere fingerprint. You wanna know why? The blood stain and the handprint are completely unrelated. Unrelated? They're as different as night and day. Kinda like cereal and cereal. Kinda like cereal and cereal. One got to do with breakfast while the other's a type of murder. Yeah. Although strikingly alike, completely different. Serial killings. I don't see that hominis have to do with this. How do you know that? I might be a loner, but I still do my job. Keep up on the records. There's a blood stain at the scene of the crime. It was thought to be left by the murderer. That's right. It was found in the detective Gumshoe's locker. However, no fingerprints were detected on that handprint. Oh yeah, I think we tried that too. So that would mean the murderer was wearing gloves. Happened to place their hand on the top of the officer marshal's fingerprint. That's the only logical conclusion. Are you starting to get the picture, partner? The picture? This smell of blood in the desert is just food for buzzards. Ew. The only As long as my trail isn't in there, you can't say otherwise. It's getting us nowhere, Mr. Wright. Please consider carefully what you're going to do with this cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. Now then, continue your testimony, Mr. Marshall. What do you mean by that? You want to tie me to this crime? Isn't that right, partner? If so, that video is the only direct evidence you had. But that video is next to useless. It's full of blind spots. Blind spots? Places you can't see. Listen. Hold on, sure. If someone is familiar with the camera position, they could leave the room without being caught on tape. For your speculations, Mr. Wright. You're on time for your speculations, Mr. Wright. It's Mr. Roy. Well, Mr. Wright, if you can show us the evidence that this video indicates, Mr. Marshall was present. Yes. Very well. Allow me to point your mistake, Officer Marshall. Tread carefully, Mr. Wright, or you might wind up being the one making a mistake. Now then, let's have another look at the video. Incriminating evidence. Shit. Let me... Shit. Oh, fuck! I think it's... Rewind that. No, that's one. On top of that, they wouldn't have been able to touch the locker, but whatever. Turn back, gone, and then pause. It's this thing. Take that. Stop. Bring your attention back to the security camera. This is a mistake I'm afraid you soon not to forget, Officer Marshall. The days are short in Texas, nothing, and so are your tempers. Could you sum up what you have to say in 8 words or less? You left evidence hanging out of your locker. Very well. It can clearly be seen in this video. Exactly 8 words. Not bad. I mean, mine were better, but sure, let's go with that. Holmes, let's go with that. I'm sure it's fine. Whatever. The key lies in a certain locker shown in the video. I knew that was gonna get important. That locker with the white cloth sticking out. That was the witnesses, I believe. Now then, let's rewind this video a bit. Can we rewind faster than this? Oh! The white cloth is gone! What's the meaning of this, Officer Marshall? When the crime took place, the white cloth wasn't there. White cloth wasn't there. Then it suddenly appeared. There's only one explanation. Officer Marshall, you were in the evidence room the day of the crime. What's more, you opened your locker when the camera was turned away. Order! And because it's like timed, you have to be quick, which means you didn't have time to catch the thing and not be able to get caught. Right. Hold your horses. Sorry, partner. Hold your horses. Sorry, partner. But you got the wrong man. what if my locker was open? That doesn't mean I'm the one who did it. The murderer needed to hide something, so he opened the locker and stuck it in. That's not my fault he happened to choose mine. Why does everyone stare at me like I'm a wanted man? This guy is not just playing dumb. He really doesn't know. Oh, that is so funny. I hate to rain on your parade, but you're the only person who can open this particular locker. Oh yeah? I call your bluff. You say I open that locker? Now prove it. Sure. Fingerprint scanner? Oh, shit. It's the same one indeed. We talked about this earlier today. The lockers can only be opened by detectives they belong to. What kind of crazy talk is this? Well, Detective Gumshoe did mention something about this. In any case, the lockers aren't that obvious. There are even some people on the force that don't even know about the fingerprint locks. Real shit. So shit. What do you say? What do you have to say? In 8 words or less. What are you chewing on? I only got one word for you, partner. Order! Witness! Explain yourself! If this is a joke, it's hard. It's the worst I've ever heard. It's the worst I've ever heard. I assure you, this is no joke, Officer Marshall. Now then, please tell us what you were going to do. What were you doing in the evidence of the scene of the crime? But that doesn't really explain the other half, so we're probably gonna still have another half an hour or hour for this. Olay! Answer the question. Did you just say Olay? What is he now, bullfighter? Those are two vastly different... Those are two vastly different, desert fuckers. One's Spanish, the other's Western. Technically, are Cowboys American? I think so. I think they're more Southern. So Southern America. Not South America, just southern part of America. That's right off the motto. Yeah. I mainly am curious. Where are the, like, western place? I guess it would be in the desert, which is Nevada. Never mind. I was gonna ask where the desert that westerns take place. Technically speaking, it would be in Nevada, around Nevada, since that's like the area, not the area, the desert area. But also, they also shoot them in Italy, and that's why they're called spaghetti westerns. But whatever. I believe we can figure the rest of out from here. Have a look at these floor plans. There's no place for someone to hide in the evidence room. Yet Officer Meekins didn't see Officer Marshall. If that's so, then where's the witness? It seems Mr. Wright has an answer. That's right. The only possible conclusion. And the reason why there was no body there. Well then, let's hear it. victim. Officer Marshall was standing right here. There? But that's what the victim was. Victim Goodman was. Correct. Unless the man wasn't Detective Goodman. I believe the victim in the video is Officer Marshall. Who is here dressed up like Detective Goodman. But that's preposterous. Officer Nicken witnessed Detective at the scene of the crime. No, he didn't. Once he saw the man's face, he moved for short. No. Miller points out that Officer Nickens did not know Detective Goodman. He also testified about the man's reaction when confronted. When I entered the evidence room, I asked him to show his card, sir. Yes? And how did the Detective Goodman respond? Technically, it's a memory, so it's really just... He said I put a knife on his sir. What? The megaphone. I didn't realize. Something about the officer's story puzzled me. If the man had his ID card, why didn't he just show it? Yes, he would have needed to enter the evidence room, so he must have been carrying it. The answer is simple. He couldn't show it. If he showed it, they would know he looked different. As you can see, Detective Goodman's picture is on the ID card. Like it. If he showed it that, this cover would have been blown. This cover would have been blown. Officer Nickens would have realized that man was not Detective Goodman. Do you have anything to say to this, Officer Marshall? You've got quite an imagination, partner. I've got a term for that. It's called circumstantial evidence. Circumstantial evidence? Still denying it? You're gonna have to do better than that to break the detective. Unless you have hard evidence proving I dressed up as the victim. I mean, all we really need to do is have you open your locker. I can't say I particularly care for your uncooperative disposition. Uncooperative disposition. Well, when you're trying me for murder, that's hey, motherfucker. I can't say I care for your beard, but you don't see me complaining. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you have any evidence to prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that Mr. Marshall dressed as the victim? Well, who am I kidding? I don't have anything like that. I can see the fear in your eyes, partner. It seems you're the only one who couldn't make the mistake. This can't be happening. So obvious he's the one. What can I do? Yes. It looks like your lack of experience has finally been exposed. I'll pass on to you what someone told me when I was just starting out. When you run into a wall and with no place to go, return to the basics. The basics? Aside from the fact that it was your locker and your stuff hanging out, if we just have you open the locker, or have somebody to reprogram the locker to be opened, we can see the clothes inside. Mia trying to tell me. Phoenix, try thinking outside the box. I shouldn't look for proof that Officer Marshall was in disguise. But rather I should look for evidence that it came out because he was in disguise. Why do you think this locker was open in the first place? What do you mean? There was no reason for Officer Marshall to open his locker at the scene at the time of the crime. Yet he did, despite the chance it might discover it later. As it's been. Which means he didn't originally plan to open his locker. The defense argument. Jake Marshall dressed as Detective Goodman at the time of the crime, then, crime was committed, he opened his own locker for some unknown reason. The fact that a white cloth is sticking out of the locker, the fact that there's a white cloth is sticking out of the locker seems to indicate that. He opened it in order to put the coat inside. So, what actually is this piece of cloth? Perhaps. Perhaps the video is key to all our unanswered questions. I don't have any evidence, so the video might be my only shot. I mean, it has to be. Very well. Let's take another look at the security tape. After committing the crime, the witness opened the locker to put away the white cloth. Please show us why the witness put away the white cloth. That is easy. So if we move past all this fucking busybody, we can clearly see that he has a white cloth, white coat. White coat. Which then this ugly motherfucker passes by, which then goes through it. Goes through all that song and dance. Only to be dealt with that. Boom. You can tell I did it because of the music. Whew. For some reason, you disguised yourself as Detective Goodman and entered the evidence room. Although I didn't know to what end yet. However, something unexpected happened. Often Mickens barged onto you. Then asked to show your ID, you pulled a knife on him. However, Dr. Mickens panicked, obviously, and the white coat you were wearing was soiled with blood. Bloody white coat. Bloody white coat. You couldn't just walk out like that. So you hid the coat in your locker. Not bad, partner. Not bad, partner. Now then, Officer Marshall, are you ready to tell us what the truth? Looks like I underestimated y'all. I hope you're happy now, Mr. Edgeworth. 2 years ago, if you were only half as persistent as you are today, you would have been... We all would have had to be here now, would we? Officer Marshall, tell us the court what you did. All of it. Alright. It seems the time has come. Marshall's confession. I had to do it that day. I couldn't just stand by and let it die. I stole the detective's ID and just like him, I planned to take out the evidence. I wasn't expecting Officer Mickens. I knocked him down. I managed to escape. I knew which areas wouldn't be caught on the camera. There wasn't any murder in the evidence room at 5:15. There wasn't a murder at 5:15. But I suppose the victim was really you. There was one thing I still don't understand. Pieces of large amount of quantity of blood were found on the floor of the evidence room. If no one was murdered, then how could you explain that? Officer Mickens managed to cut his own hand. I guess he's the honor. He's the donor. It was way too much blood for such a small donation. Yeah. To the cross-examination. Okay. Why did you have to do it this day? When you say it, do you mean... Do I even have to ask, partner? That's all 9 incidents. 2 years ago had passed since that case was closed. It was going to be completely end with the transfer of that day. Not if I had anything to do with it. That incident is not over. Why is my nose all stuffy? I hate it. So what did you hope to accomplish by sneaking into the evidence room? When the case was closed, only that case lead detective can look through the evidence. I wanted to have a look at it myself one more time, no matter what the cost. I don't care what anyone says, partner. I'm good at speaking up, promise. That case is mine. But Officer Marshall wasn't in charge of that investigation. Why does he care about it so much? Because his wife was murdered. That day was my last chance. That's why I stole everything. Why did you disguise yourself as Detective Goodman? If I didn't make it look like Detective Goodman was kept out the evidence transferal, I'd be arrested for stealing evidence, which wouldn't get me anywhere. So you did it to fool the security camera. And the detective's ID card? I stole that the morning of the incident. That's really why Goodman started yelling out, filling out a lost item report. I returned his ID card. I left it on the floor of the prosecutor's office building lot. The ID card I found was left by Officer Marshall. That makes sense. So essentially, you managed to succeed despite your lack of foresight. What do you mean, partner? I mean, the fingerprint activated lock, of course. No matter how well you disguise yourself, you can't manage your fingerprints. Under normal circumstances, you wouldn't be able to open that locker yourself. But you could have because rubber gloves happen to get stuck in the door. Which means Detective Goodman must have opened the locker before Officer Marshall. You pulled a knife on Officer Mickens and tried to drive him off? I'll say I was a little surprised. I only planned on being in the evidence room for no more than 5 minutes. I can't think anyone would actually come in during that short time. Officer Meekins certainly is one in a million type of person. He really is, like, fuck. Mistaking detective. By the way, Chad, how do you feel about Officer Meekins? I'm curious, because I'm having mixed feelings about him. Like, on one hand, he's an idiot. On the other hand, he's an idiot. And if I had to describe it between idiot and fucking idiot, I'd use the latter. Anyway, mistaking the detective for intruder and demanding his own to show his ID. Despite, every single fucking detective having a completely unique fucking look to them, Detective Goodman had the white coat, the hat, the fucking the Officer Marshall is a fucking cowboy, Gumshoe is a detective 3 times over. Dick is also a name for detective, and Gumshoe is also a name for detective. And no, Gumshoe was a name for detective. I'll have to think a little more about his race this year. When did Edward get so much influence? Anyway, he threw himself at me, and who ended up cutting him slightly. I'm sorry it had to turn out that way. Imagine he cut his, hand in the middle, which is fucking, what I imagine fucking, is if you squeeze your hand, it would spread. So I imagine it has to be sideways, or diagonal. But this way would just fucking hurt bad. With me knocking him out and everything. By the way, what happened to your knife? Oh, you mean this one? I don't know what to say. Also, you brought a knife to a fucking courtroom? You knocked off the Mickens out, man. So you did your research beforehand. those who got into the desert unprepared, don't live long, partner. Don't live long, partner. I didn't think it would make a difference, though. The scary camera tape is raced every day. Every 6 hours. If I had gone as planned, no footage would have been left. However, you bloodied your coat in your struggle with Officer Mickens. If someone was in the security room when I came out, the jig would have been up. I opened my locker and stashed it in there. Now, what was Officer Mickens doing during that time? What else? He was sleeping like a baby. Why would you say that? That makes too much sense. So what you're saying is, on that day, the blood found in the scene of the Cindy and the King's crime took place. What, are you blind? What, are you blind? The victim shown on that tape is me. And I'm not dead yet, partner. They saw the evidence from the locker. Actually, no, I didn't. Why not? When I opened the locker, the evidence is already gone. What? Mr. Edgeworth, where is that evidence? It's still missing, Your Honor. You mean this evidence? You stole it? No, I found it in the muffler of your car. Goodman's locker was already empty. No one else stole the evidence. They didn't steal the evidence. Officer Marshall, may I ask you one thing? Partner. It's a free country. Just remember, I'm also free to decide whether or not to answer. Makes sense. Why did you do this? Stealing a detective's ID, injuring a police officer is no small offense. Moreover, you're an officer yourself. I'm fine. I was gonna take a small break so I can put an ad, so y'all don't see ads the next however many minutes. But I'm fine. I'm fine. It will have serious consequences. You can't just be forgiven with a simple cut on salary. Yeah, not that salary cuts are ever a valid solution. Like I said, this isn't your case. This one is mine. And I'll only do anything it takes to get an answer I'm satisfied with. The witness has an unusual amount of zeal. Let's hear more. But that case was solved 2 years ago, wasn't it? That's the reason the evidence was stored in the evidence room. Joe Doc was convicted for his crimes. One thing I can say for sure, he deserved his sentence. I remembered the Joe Doc. It involved several murders, didn't it? I didn't intend to complain about how it turned out. There's something that still bothers me. Something went down at that trial. Something no one will talk about. What happened? I don't know. That's what I'm trying to find out. Why is he so concerned with that evidence? Maybe I should present him what I think his real reason is. Wrap it up sooner or later. Everyone involved here can relate to the case somehow. I better take a look at the files. Let me quickly save it. That way, if I fuck up the thing that I'm thinking of, then... shit. You mean this file? There it is! Yes! Officer Marshall, I think I understand. I don't know. I think I know why you're so, much about this SL9 incident. Sounds like you've been slipping too much cactus juice, partner. You've been sipping too much cactus juice, partner. What is cactus juice, by the way? I know it's, hallucinatory effects, because of Avatar. But what drug is it? Is it a drug on its own, or is it like a special type of drug? I have SL9 is in a file here. The name, Marshall, is mentioned here. In a list of murder victims, Neil Marshall. Are you related to this man? Neil Marshall? Yeah, I'm sure you've heard the name. 2 years ago, he received the same lousy prosecutor award you got. What? A prosecutor? I'm sorry, I just can't. I really just can't get over with the fact that this entire family is cowboys and all that, and super western. Like, fuck, man. Let's talk about the King of Prosecutors Award. Now, remember, Prosecutor Neil Marshall. He handled the SL9 case before I did. That's right. He was killed. The case fell into your hands. That's why he's, but what's his relation to you? He's my brother. He was investigating the murders with Damon Graham, the deputy chief of police. Yeah, that was him. In the bottom corner. The group of detectives I was part of worked on the we were desperate to prosecute the killer. Joe Dog. My brother fought Joe Dog and was killed. That was the first time Dog left behind any evidence. That was all we needed. Oh, no. That does seem a little fishy, doesn't it? He was arraigned and incarcerated. Sure. The case was finally closed, at least according to the public records. What do you mean? My brother couldn't have been killed by Joe Dog. I knew my brother better than anyone. No one could have beaten him in a fight. Not even I. And that's it? Your reason for your insane actions? There's more to my brother's death than what the records say. No matter how much you try to hide it, you can't fool me. You murdered my brother! Seriously, Edworth? What is it with you and murdering people for... Oh, I forgot about your teacher. Never mind. Awful sorry, Edworth. Didn't mean to open any other, wounds. Well, at least, one thing's for sure. We know what happened to the police department, the day of the crime. It was the day of the SL9 incident could be reopened. Not satisfied with its resolution, Officer Marshall planned to steal the evidence. Disguising himself as Detective Goodman, he entered the evidence room. Officer Mickens confronted him, so he wanted him, unconscious and fled. Yes, this mystery has finally been cleared up. No murder took place at the police department that day. The things that happen by chance never cease to amaze. At the exact same time, the murder at the prosecutor's office, this fake murder was going on in the police department. The police department? Chance? Gotta be more than just that. So if no one was murdered at the police department on the day of the crime, that means the murder of the prosecutor's office parking lot took place. It was the real one. in turn means the only one person who could have committed the crime. Chief Prosecutor Lana Sky. But wait! A verdict hasn't wasn't reached in yesterday's trial. Which is why we examined the incidents in the police trial today. But only one reason the defendant was not convicted yesterday. There are yet to remain mysteries of the simultaneous murder at the police department. It seems to me this boy got John you partner. All of the mysteries in the police department have been resolved, no doubt about it. Our sole murder took place at the police office. One suspect is Lana Sky. And the testimony of one Miss Angel Star is completely incontestable. If you have a response, make it a single word or less. I rest my case. Whoa, really? Wow, that's so hot. The trial has reached its conclusion. There's no room for doubt. Well done, Mr. Wright. Thanks to you, I didn't need to waste my time. Disproving the alleged murder at the police department. There's no doubt that I proved today is true. But apparently the murder on the security camera tape really was fake. But I didn't realize that it would end up proving Lana guilty. I mean, that still doesn't prove her being the murderer. Then, the time for the verdict has arrived. This court finds the defendant. Hold it! Your Honor! Your Honor! Wait! Hi, Emma! Oh, I said Lana. The defense has an objection. Scientific objection. Right? What do you mean, right? Mr. Wright? Are you this girl's guardian? Your Honor. In any case. Please, Your Honor. All I'm asking is for a minute of your time. Technically can't do that in an actual court. Please hear me out. Mr. Edwards, please. I don't want to leave any loose ends. You want a minute? I'll give you 3. That was a firework. That was a whole ass firework. I was kind of in shock. I mean, finding out the SL9 incident referring to the Joe Dark killings. Now that she mentions it, the names of both Sky's sisters, both Sky's sisters were in that file. That's when I figured it out. I mean, what Officer Marshall was trying to do that day. So I knew his fingerprint had nothing to do with the crime. That only left one thing. The other handprint. You mean the traces of blood found in Detective Goodman's locker? But no fingerprints were found on it, right? No, but I figured it out if I examined it scientifically. I'm sure that should be a clue. So I ran over there and looked at it again. So, did you find something? No. Huh? Sorry, I guess I'm not much of a scientific investigator after all. Oh? Please don't be mad. I'm just a high school student. And I'm just an attorney. Well, Mr. Wright, those traces of blood are the only clue we have. If we can't find something wrong with them, please, Mr. Wright, you're such a professional. You're a professional. If anyone can save Lana, it's you. Me? Oh boy. Oh boy. Time's up. Now then, Mr. Wright. With regarding to the incident at the police department, does any reasonable doubt remain? It appears that the fence is troubled by another blood mark. Looking at the floor plans was discovered around here. Is there a problem with this? Is there a problem with this? Mr. Wright, I'm sorry I can't be more of use. But still, if you can't find anything wrong with that blood mark. Wait a minute. Why? The other one was smeared this way. Why was it smeared other? Can't find anything wrong with that blood mark. Your Honor will be. Please answer my question, Mr. Wright. You don't have all day. Yes, Your Honor. If I ever needed to contrary this now. What could be wrong with that handprint? I'm gonna save it real quick and go on a little break. Primarily because my back hurts. And now's a good time to rest a little bit while we set an ad so we all don't get ads. For the next half hour. Since I'm gonna be only here for a half hour. I just want to go get some water. I'm hot. I'll be right back. we have this one, which doesn't look like much right now, but I probably should have a. But if you do. Dun dun dun. Hang on. And if I add the, I think there's a, where is it? There's a filter that's properties. Never mind. Wrong one. I'm looking for filters. And there's a chroma key, so essentially I can be headless. Oh no! I could be headless. I unfortunately can't see through this very well. But yeah, this is for TikToks, mainly. I have an idea for how some things are gonna be, and this works out perfectly. It's so glowy. I guess the light is supposed to be further away, huh? Perfect. Does this work? Barely. But yeah, that is going to be very useful. And then turn this off. And my sisters are watching Encanto. Again, for my baby sister. And then finally, I'm pretty sure I know what this last one is. It's my Dirty Xana gift. Yeah, it's my Dirty Santa gift that was supposed to come much earlier. And it was also repackaged, apparently. I'm sorry I'm taking a walk. That is a much larger box than I thought it was. I don't think I'm allowed to show this. Testicles. Yeah, I'm not very much allowed to show this at all. That is as much as I'm able to show without me getting in trouble. So now I just need to figure out. Hi! Hi! Welcome! How's it be, my dude? We're currently playing Phoenix Wright. And just chilling. We're finding a killer technically. But like, I'm sure it's fine. How's it be, my dude? My homeboy? My homie? The homie special. Thanks! Oh, that's sad. I apologize. Is it grainy? Ah, phlegm. Oh, phlegm is a pain in the ass. Ironically, I do too. My nose has been stuffy for a while. It's been a pain in the ass. For trying to sleep, for just breathing in general, and all that such. But hopefully you feel better soon, because nobody want to go into next year all sick and such. God. Also, happy Merry Christmas. No, happy Christmas Eve. Holiday Eve? I don't know. My fucking thing is... Fuck it! Let's say thing is stuck or whatever. Get any pain in the ass when I sleep? Oh? Yeah. That's just me, huh? That's fair. That's fine. But yeah. If you're wondering what I was showing off... Oh. Yeah, that's fair. So I guess it is just Holiday Eve then. Santa's birthday, yeah. No, it wouldn't be Santa's birthday, would it? When is Santa's birthday? You'd think it'd be something Christmas related. Probably. I mean, I guess we could just say Santa's birthday is New Year's. Wait a minute. Ow. Oh, you have one thing in your mind? What is it? May I ask? That's very odd, yes? It's everyone... and it's every day one child is born and nobody knows. Yes, and every 5 seconds somebody dies of hunger. Why do I know that? Because my writing teacher insisted for us to know that, and then count down 5 seconds. Because why not? That's not morbid at all. And every day people die, yes. You're gonna ask if how the number increases and or decreases? Or if there's like a set number of people in the world that's supposed to just happen? I feel like there's the same number of souls on Earth that occupy every person and everything. But that could also just be weird. Because there's also ghosts that are vengeful and all that shit. Anyway, you were saying, every day one child is born, nobody knows, and every day people die. Yeah. I'll continue with the game. What do you think of all the things? We're finding a murderer. What could be wrong with that handprint on Detective Gumshoe's locker? Could there be something hiding? Missing? I object. I'm saying yes. The handprint left on the crime scene clearly shows a contradiction. The only thing that seems clear is you're grasping, Mr. Wright. And you've been staring pretty intently at those floor plans. Tell me, is there a problem with them? Yes, this is strange. Look at the look on these floor plans. Something is missing. Missing? What do you mean something hasn't been drawn on there? Yes, something that when drawn could completely change the meaning of the blood mark. Let us pry on the defense. Simply trying to buy time. Mr. Wright? Well, with this evidence here, there's got to be something I can use. Dun 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 dun. People, the question is, with the missing floor plan, 1016 has been on attack. Does it mean that has nothing to do with the current case? It means it has nothing to do with the current case. Well, fuck you too then. On a technical level, yes, this. But... Oh! The blood!
Take that!
I don't honestly know. As they say in the back west, even the blind man can hit with a buckshot. That is, so long as he's facing the general direction. It seems Mr. Wright is not sure which direction to face. It's no use. The more evidence there is, the greater chance of me being wrong. Calm down, Mr. Wright. I remember the evidence room like it was the day of the crime. Oh! Let us pry the defense isn't trying to buy time. Very well, Mr. Wright. Survey in use. Question is, there's something missing in the floor plans. Yes, there is. There's a glove missing. That's not bloody, never mind. Yes, then? There's a piece of raw blood on this jar. The evidence is in this SM9 incident. But the blood must be from back of it. I'm just gonna go for it. With a buckshot. Use. Calm down, Mr. Wright. I remember what happened in the evidence room like, Oh! I'm an idiot! Come on. I know. I know which one I know what it is. Homeboy! What about that piece of plywood? Ow, that actually hurt. The Blue Badger, mascot of the police force. Defender of truth, guardian of proof. Clean yourself, Mr. Wright. Please look at the floor plans of the crime scene. The Blue Badger is not in there. So, watch what happens when we put him in. This is where he was dancing at the scene of the crime. Well, what? That's right. So long as the blue bench is dancing there, it would be impossible to place a handprint on the spot on the locker. So that means, just exactly what does that mean? It means it cannot be done. What are you saying? Blood traces are undeniably found on that locker. Don't look at me. Mr. Wait, when did you get right there? Mr. Wright, think it through scientifically. Emma, on the day and that afternoon, Officer McKinnon was the one who brought the Blue Badger to the evidence room. Don't tell me you're the murderer. After he pulled it down, it would be impossible to leave the handprint on that locker. That must mean this handprint was left there before the Blue Badger was brought in. Just one moment. I do not allow such a far-fetched balderdash in my courtroom. It may sound far-fetched, Your Honor, but it's the only possible explanation. On February 21st, the police department's evidence room. Blood was spilled not once, but twice. What hell? One time was captured on this tape, taken by the security camera. Another, Mickens cut his hand from which trivial amounts of blood fell. Problem is, the other time. Oh, I guess they were supposed to follow the thing. I'm just too fat. One bled prior to the struggle down on the tape. Had to have been Detective Goodman when witness and refused to accept his absurd claim. The murder portrayed in this tape was been proven to be fake. It's been proven to be fake. That does not explain the mark found on the blocker. One moment, I want to take a quick look at something. This thing. So never mind. Never mind. That does not explain the blood mark found on his longer. So then, assuming this murder purportedly really happened, when did it take place? I demand you show evidence that proves when it occurred. When did the first incident occur? To summarize, defense claims that prior to Officer Mickens being caught by Jake Marshall, who was posing as Detective Goodman, another incident took place in that evidence room. Right. The blood mark in the locker proves this. Very well. Then let us... When did this first incident occur, as Officer Mr. Edgeworth said? When the murder took place. There's only one piece of evidence I can show that. Now then. Will the defense please provide their evidence? I don't really know what it is. But I'm gonna take a quick check. The first time took place. Well. Technically, this one? The crime took place inside the evidence room where the defense had to enter it. And in order to do so, an ID would have been required. ID card. Oh! The ID card record. After Mickens brought the blue badger panel into the evidence room at, let's see, 5:15. If the crime took place before that time, then it would be 4:40. Miles Edgeworth, what have you done? I never would have figured you had the nerve, boy. Not the act, witness. It does take a lot of thought to figure out it couldn't have been me. Nope, ain't getting it. I'm afraid I don't understand either. It's clear from the lithanol test that the blood was there. However, when the second crime took place, both Officer Mickens and Officer Marshall failed to notice the blood because of the fucking thing there. That means the blood from the first crime was wiped away by the real murderer. I would have just had 10 minutes to murder the victim, carrying his body away, and clean up the blood. Unfortunately, that is physically impossible. That would mean it must have taken place before Edgeworth entered the room. Let's take a look at the chart again. There's only one card remaining. 7777777 7 sevens. Talk about a lucky number. Wait a minute. That doesn't make sense. How could Detective Goodman have entered the evidence room? Since there's no record of his card being used beforehand, he must have entered along with the real murderer. That's the only plausible explanation. He went with 7 sevens. Mr. Edgeworth, please look at this ASAP. It's the police commissioner, Mr. Grant, I believe. That's 1 7 too many, Your Honor. Unfortunately, I'm unable to look up the owner of that ID card, at least at the time. What? Explain yourself, son. The ID number 7777 belongs to someone with a rank of captain or higher. Someone who is so-called executive officer. I don't have the authority to acquire. It's Grant, obviously. It's obviously Grant. He's the murderer. To acquire into such a person's identity. That's ridiculous. Just how? I'm not finished talking, Mr. Wright. Mr. Wright. There's one situation in which one becomes into such authority. Official charge filed against the executive is accepted. And a special charge. You're all locked, aren't you? With your cover-ups and your forgeries. That's how a prosecutor's office operates. Well, he's hot. I take pride in my work, Officer Marshall. Officer Marshall. By the way, Waterfall, I'm curious. How do you feel about the Ace Attorney games? Because I'm assuming a lot of people who actually play them like them, but have certain characters that they're against. That's really anything, really. What I'm trying to say is, do you like the game, or do you like me, personality-wise? You don't have to answer that second part if you like me or not. I just want to know if you like the game or not. I would appreciate it if you could keep your slander to yourself. Slander, is it? Okay. Let me ask a question. Yes? Now, not you, to her, the defendant sitting over there. Your little executive. Lana? Don't be stupid. She's being charged with murder. Of course, we've looked up her ID card and it's not 777s. Don't play me for a fool, partner. That's not what I wanted to ask. I want to know one thing about that incident. The SL9 incident? Answer me this, Chief Prosecutor. In that trial 2 years ago, did you really only use legitimate evidence? Legitimate evidence? Do you need the witness to repeat this question, Chief Prosecutor? I'm fine, Miss Edgeworth. I'm fine, Miss Edgeworth. 2 years ago, I was in charge of the prosecution for this trial. At the time, occasionally, we felt powerless of the law. We felt powerless at the law. At least, we did. Oh? Lana! I became prosecutor in order to suppress crime with the law. But before I realized it, we were the ones being oppressed by the law. Defendant, what are you saying? I'll ask you again, Chief Prosecutor. During that trial 2 years ago, did you really present all of evidence in the court? Can you look at me, an investigator, in that crime, in the eye, and say what you did? You didn't. I don't have to, Officer Marshall. Why won't you answer him? Drastic crimes require drastic measures. That's just the way it is. We did what we had to, in order for him to get the verdict he deserves. But Lana, even if it involved forging evidence, dun dun dun, dun dun dun, dun dun. Dun 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 dun. See? That's what I'm talking about. No. No! Order! 7 number 7s. 7 number 7s. 7 number 7s. Remind me, it's chaos. The chaos in the courtroom cannot be quelled. The confusion of the trial has to wait until the following day. To be continued. Damn it! You're gonna be like this game. And just like that, I have to end the stream. We have 3 minutes left, and I prefer to end it, with a solid 2 hours. So, thank you all for joining me. Have a Merry Christmas. And if you don't celebrate Christmas, Happy Holidays. Or whatever you celebrate. I realize I don't really care much about Christmas. I just really like the presents and meeting family. So my main thing is just happy birthday. Merry Christmas. No, happy holidays. That's what it was. Happy holidays. I apologize if it sounds like I'm prioritizing Christmas more than I am any other holiday. I'm not trying to. Merry holidays? I think my brain just is hardwired to fucking say Merry Christmas for everything. Even though that's not how it goes. But anyway, thank you all for joining me. Hope to see you all again next time. And as always, leave a comment down below. Tell me what I did good, what I did bad, and then improve on. Because holy shit, I needed a lot of improvement. Now, let me know whether or not you like the 5th chapter so far. Because I'm finding it quite annoying. It is so long for no good reason. So anyway, but I'm gonna have to end off. So anyway, keep smiling. Don't forget to be a little crazy. And hasta luego. I would host one of my friends, but I'm good for now. Have a Merry Christmas. Have a happy holiday. God damn it. Sorry, I keep forgetting. Have a happy holiday. I'm gonna have to go wrap my gifts. So hopefully I'm gonna need to do that. But anyway, bye everybody. Thank you all for joining me. And you remember our motto, just because you're guilty doesn't mean you did it. Bye everybody. Mwah. Have a nice holiday. Stay warm, stay safe, don't get sick. Wop.